Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Shane, and today is going to be the most boring video you've probably ever seen in your life. Today, I'm going to show you how to change oil in a vehicle. All the vehicles are the same as far as the concept of changing oil. Taking old oil out, putting old oil in, or taking old oil out, putting new oil in, changing the oil filter. All the bolts is going to be different in places, and all the oil filters is going to be different in different cars, but concept the same. So I'm just going to show you how to do it on mine. This is a 2007 Nissan Titan. Now, you don't have to have a lift to change oil in your vehicle. I have changed oil in all my vehicles, and I've done it for many, many years. You can do it laid on the ground, unless you have a car that sits really low to the ground. If you do, then you're going to have issues. But other than that, you can just lay on the ground and change this stuff. A little more aggravating, and I'm fortunate enough to have a lift now to where I can just change it here like this, and it's a whole lot easier. But you're going to find your oil pan bolt. Find your oil pan bolt. You're going to lose. You want your vehicle warmed up, but you don't want it too hot. You want the oil a little warm, that way it flows out easily. So don't try to change the oil right after you park your vehicle. You just undo that bolt. Let it drop in the pan. You know, a little oil on. If you don't like oil, get you a rag or some gloves or something to put on. But you're just gonna let all that drain out. All right, after you let all the oil drain out, you're gonna get your bolt. I always wipe mine off, and you're gonna put it back in. Make sure you don't cross thread this bolt. If you cross thread your bolt, you're in trouble. Don't cross thread your bolt. And you're gonna tighten it back up. Don't over tighten your bolt. You want it tight, but not tight enough to where you're going to strip it out. If you strip it out, you're in trouble. You're going to get all this fixed and replaced. I don't know how much it costs these days to get your oil changed at the Jiffy Lube, Super Lube, Quick Lube, whatever lubes, anything lubes, to where you pull your car in and they're gonna hurry up and change it. If you do it yourself, you know it's gonna be done right. This oil change right here is costing me $40.60 plus my time to do it. And I got the peace of mind knowing that it's done right. I had an issue with taking a car to a Jiffy Lube one time, and they said they changed the oil filter in it and never did. They said they did, they never did. So the oil filter never got changed in that car until I did it. So I will never trust them again. But after you get this tightened up, we're gonna take the oil filter off. So the oil filter is gonna be different in every car. It's gonna be a different spot. Mine is right here, easy to get to, so we're gonna get that off. You're probably gonna need a tool to get it off. I always like to try it by hand first before I gotta get the tool out. And I can't turn it by hand, so I'm gonna get a little tool out. It's this guy right here. You can get these any auto parts store. I think I got these at Harbor Freight, if I'm not mistaken. Not positive, I'm not sure. You just stick them on there and loosen it up. I never got that off by hand. And you're gonna have oil come out of it, so you gotta get you a pan and put under it too. And you let that drain. Let it drain out. And while that's draining, I'll show you how to do your oil filter to get it ready to go on. Now, I don't know if a whole lot of people do this or not. I have never seen but 2 people do it. But you're gonna fill this up. This is an oil filter. Mine's small, it goes in my truck for some reason. I don't know why it's so small, but it is. But what's in here, it's a filter, and you need to get that filter filled up with oil. If not, when you turn your vehicle on, it's gotta go through this, it's gotta lube it all up first before it spits it out in your engine. So that means your engine is gonna be that long without oil. So you wanna get oil in there first. So all you do is take your oil filter and fill it up with oil. And then you wait because it's gonna fill that filter up, and you put some more in it. I'm just gonna fill more of it up. And you put some more in it. And then when you go to put it back on, you're gonna take a little bit of it and rub it around this rubber seal. That'll help seat it better and help it go on easier. All right. And this is where my oil filter goes right here on this one. I'm gonna clean that up really good to make sure there's no goopies around it before I put this new one on. I want that seal to sit really good. Gonna take your fully loaded oil filter and you're gonna screw it on. Make sure you don't cross thread this thing. If you cross thread it, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna tighten it up. Gonna turn it a quarter of a turn after you tighten it up. Make sure it's snug on there, because that seal's gonna expand. So when you go to take it back off, it's gonna be a little harder to get off than it was to go on. You don't want to put a wrench on it and tighten it down or anything. Never do that. That'd be a mistake. That'll be a big mistake. But clean it up. Make sure it's nice and pretty. That's tight and that's tight. And we'll move on to the next part. Forgive how dusty my engine bay is, but this ain't about how clean your engine bay is. It's about how to change oil. You're gonna find your where your oil goes at. I had already taken my cap off. Get your funnel. And you can look up on the internet to find out how much your particular vehicle takes. Mine takes almost 7 quarts of oil to go in mine. And you just dump oil in it. Woohoo! Pretty easy. Anyway, go ahead and finish filling up to how many quarts it says to fill it up, and then we're going to check it after that. All right, I put almost 7 quarts in, and then after you put that in, you're going to find your dipstick. Get you a rag or a napkin or something to wipe this thing off with. You're going to check your oil, and right now mine is full. Mine's got, let's see if you can see this, probably not. Mine's got 2 little dots, right there and right there. It takes 1 quart to fill it up from the bottom dot to the top dot. So that, if that helps give you an indication on how much oil you got to put in after you check it and it's low. But what we're going to do, we're going to close all this up. I'm gonna crank it up, I'm gonna drive it out of the shop, and then we're gonna check the oil again. You need to run it for a minute or so, let all that oil get moved around, and you need to check your oil again to check it one more time to make sure it's full. All right, I backed my truck up out of the shop. I ran it for probably, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes, and then I've let it set, let all that oil drain back down to where it needs to go, and you're just gonna check it again. Check the oil one more time. Wipe her off and stick it back in there. And check it out, see what you got. And it looks like I need a quarter of a quart. Mine's right there. So, I'm gonna get the oil and the funnel, and I'm gonna put a quarter of a quart of oil in it, and that'll be it. It'll be full. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. My dad taught me when I was a kid how to change oil. So get out there and teach your kids how to do something, dads. They'll appreciate it a whole lot more than sitting there playing video games. So he taught me when I was a kid. I've been changing my oil ever since. So yeah, teach them something. Get out there with them, do something with them, play with them, get them in sports, work on stuff, teach them stuff, build stuff. Just get them off that video games. They're wasting their life away. Truly they are. So anyway, that's it for this one, guys. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it.